The exciting edition of the Madiba Official Show here with me. Here the Madiba Official. It's time for another exciting edition of the MOS. And please, if you hate to subscribe, kindly hit on that subscribe button over there. So in case of any new video, you'll be notified as soon as possible. The Ghana Premier League, the 2022-2023 Ghana Premier League is finally over. And congratulations to Medeama Sporting Club for being crowned the winners of the 2022-2023 Ghana Premier League. From all of us over here on the Madiba Official channel, because they fought a wonderful fight to be eventually crowned as the league winners, because at a point in time it was just a 2-horse race between Bechem United and Diana Stars. Diana Stars was, even at some point in time in the season, miles and shoulders above everybody, heads and shoulders, above everybody in the Ghana Premier League. But hey, Medeama out of nowhere came, and after they appointed Augustine Evans Adoti, they have been crowned the champion of the Ghana Premier League. Don't forget, they started the season with David Duncan, and at a point in time, you was even complaining that his players are not playing according to his statistics. That's the reason why at times he liked a right-footed player being deployed as a left back against Kotoko, the game that they lost by a goal to nil. Then when he left, then came in Omar Rabi, who have been a stopgap coach for some time now. Last season, he played that role very well. And this season, he started doing very well after he came to replace David Duncan. And he also left by mutual consent. He resigned and then came in Augustine Evans Adoti, and he has guided them into the Ghana Premier League title. But here we are going to talk about the Continental Club Masters. Never say that until the bones are rot out of folk, because they have set an abysmal season for a club of out of folk magnitude to finish lowly 12th on the league table. 12th position on the league table is not something that should be taken in lightly, because this is the club of that race for me in Ghana for the 21st century. There's no better club in this country than Alpha. We tell what they did continentally. That's the reason why they named themselves, or they are the Continental Club Masters. And if you quite remember, since 2000, the only Ghanaian club to have ever won an African trophy is just Alpha and none other else. They won it in 2000, and also they won the Confederation Cup in 2004, the maiden edition. So this is the club with history, pedigree, class and everything. The record winners of the FA Cup, second only to Kotoko in the Ghana Premier League. And for them to finish 12th on the league table, it tells you that something is clearly not working in the camp of other folk. They won the league title some 2 years ago, but now they are nowhere to be found, even the top 10 of the Ghana Premier League. And for me, I think it's about time that some people have to take responsibility of the things happening in the camp of Hazelfolk. And these are, for us, some of the reasons why Hazelfolk finished lowly in the league table. Now, what is poor recruitment? Look, recruitment is one of the important things as a football club. If you want to succeed, you have to make sure you have a very vibrant recruitment team so that they can be able to help you recruit. Look, each and everywhere in the world, you can sign players that will come in and not perform. And even Real Madrid, that we've been giving them all the accolades in recent times, they signed some players that are young and came and didn't deliver. You can't remember Lucas Silva. He came in from Brazil, huge potential from Cruzeiro. He came in and he couldn't deliver. If you can't remember Renier Jesus, the same thing. But a lot of Vini Jr., Rodrigo de Goyes, you look at Kamavinga, Eden Militao. So it tells you the kind of work that the recruitment team make sure they will do before they sign some player or recommend them to the club. In this country, we hear this player was top scorer in, let's say, Kenyan league and Ugandan league, and we will be fighting on that player. Not looking at his record, how long has he been in the house? And as for from this season, that has been their bane. They brought in Yasan Ochen from that is Central African Republic. He came in and he couldn't even score even a single goal in the entirety of the season. Not even a cup goal. Then you look at Albert Dodoni Iyonde. We thought with Diego being part of his name and he coming in the second round with that huge reputation of having won a gold game before. But look, this is a player that has been in the house for almost 1 or 2 years. and he came in and he too couldn't even score a single goal for Hearts Folk. Then you look at the defensive third. Konadu Yiadom came in with a lot of potential. Look at the tussle that came between this management and the Hearts Folk. And yes, so this boy came in and Konadu Yiadom couldn't deliver. And for me, I think the recruitment this season didn't help Hearts Folk, because the year that they won the Ghana Premier League, you look at the recruitment that they did, especially the sign of Salif Ibrahim. That was the thing that led them into win the Ghana Premier League, because he came in the winter transfer window, and after he came in, he became the glue that glued everything together, and Hearts Folk eventually won the Ghana Premier League. So this time around, with the signings that they did, and for me, you look at that one, in addition to the players and their performance this season, it didn't help the club because of the players that we thought could punch about their ceiling. Is it not appalling, abysmal, disheartening? The club of Hearts Folk magnitude can only have their top scorer scoring about just 4 goals in the Ghana Premier League. Is it not disheartening? And to talk of it, second to Benjamin York is a certain Caleb Amankwa, who is a defender. So for me, I think the recruitment didn't help the club, because knowing that their bid in recent time has been goal scorer. Even the year that they won the Ghana Premier League, their player wasn't the top scorer. It was Kojo Obin Jr. that scored 10 goals. But around that time, the goals were shared around. You look at Isaac Mensah, Victor Edu, you look at even Benjamin Avutu-Kote, even you look at Emmanuel Nete. So these players made sure that they took some of the workload off that is one player, so they shared the goals around. But this time around, they are nowhere to be found, and Isaac Mensah scored about just 2 goals or so. Kojo Obin Jr. almost the same thing. Victor Edu, who came in the winter, scored 1 goal. So look at how the folk, and for me, I think the recruitment wasn't done properly. Then again, the next thing that for me, I think accounted to the poor form is the management. They didn't manage the club very well, and to this, I will apportion the blame to Vincent Odotesowa and then Alhaji Ibrahim Akambi. In that, look, you are the one running the club. So if you think Samuel Boadu is not doing a good job, and for me, I think the matches that he had played, and around that time, he shouldn't have been sacked. Although the season before, he had lost some matches, but he ended up winning the FA Cup for Hearts Folk. So at that time, he had played against the General Stars in Doma. Also played against Olympics in Accra, a team that last season defeated Hearts Folk home and away. So drawing against Olympics is not the worst results in the world. Losing at Doma wasn't the worst result in the world, because at their day, no other club can go there to even get a draw. Not talking of winning against the other side. I'm not saying that no team can do it, because the likes of King Faisal, Bichim and the likes have been able to do it. But hey, this Aduana Sahara folk in the rivalry between them, we know it. And they couldn't. Then they killed Baba Yara Sports Stadium, a game that Kotoko should have won by a landslide. Kotoko dominated the game totally. But they ended the game with that 1-1 draw game. And for me, I think it was a masterclass from Samuel Boadu to be able to hand into the game and eventually get an equalizer. But after that game, he was sacked. Granted, coaches are hired to be fired, and if you look at Leicester, they sacked Nigel Pearson, who either to have saved them in the English Premier League, and they appointed Claudio Ranieri, who eventually won them the Premier League. So if you think Samuel Boadu is not good, why not appoint somebody that can replace him very well? They brought in Matic, a coach that either to have not spent more than a season at the club, and he came in and he couldn't set the ship, and you put sat there for the supporters, giving you warnings upon warning that they were going to the stadium to the training ground to sack the coach. You did nothing, and they went there to sack the coach, and eventually he left. After he left, it was left with about 15 matches for the season to end. But other folk did nothing. They sat down with their hands in their pockets, and they appointed an assistant manager without a substantive or head coach. So David Dixon, Marvin Okulu came in and he steadied the ship. He won his first game. That was the Ghana Premier League's Classico between Kotoko and Hearts Folk, and also he eventually won the President Cup at Ache, that is the Premier League. So after he was done with that one, he continued. He went to Gold Stars to draw, and from there onwards, look, we saw that the coach wasn't cut for the job, but they allowed him to be at the helm of affairs, and eventually look at Hearts Folk. And for me, I think the management didn't help in a lot of aspects of the club this season. Thirdly, is the away form, so the home form. The foundation or the backbone of each and every club in the world has and will always be their home form. So if you look at Bechem, it has been their home form that has propelled them into competing for that race, the Ghana Premier League trophy. So if you look at all these clubs with 42 points, Mediama winning 40 matches at home, then how the folk look at them and the entirety of the Ghana Premier League of the 18 clubs, how the folk, if you will take the home form, they will be light on that is 17th, and that's relegation straight away. 17th on the home table. Now, the only club that they picked more home points than was Kotokou Royals. Even King Faisal, who didn't know their fate because they have to juggle between Baba Yara and then Abrankase, the Dr. Kwame Che Sports Complex. But yet still, they picked up more home points than other folk who played the entirety of their season at the Accra Sports Stadium. It tells you the kind of that is showing the club showed this season in the Ghana Premier League. So for me, I think the home form didn't help the club. And for me, if they want to compete next season, they have to turn their home ground once again into a fortress. The year that they won the Ghana Premier League, it was their home form that led to them winning the Ghana Premier League alongside some away for points that they picked here and there. Because having picked their 17 points away, it was only Kotoko that picked more away points than that is Hello folks. So if they were to do well at home, maybe the Ghana Premier League could have been there. But hey, that's Hello folk for you. Then fourth is the players. The entire playing body for me disappointed me this season. I will not single out one player, although Hanoi mentions the likes of Jordan Otanga, Eric Eso, Linda Ntangi, and to mention a few, Kalima Mankwa at a point in time was their best player, but as the season went into the dying embers, he fizzled out and his form declined. So look, this is a club that became a mockery. All department, from the goalkeeping department to the attacking department, there is no department that you say that although the strikers are scoring, the defense are not doing well. Oh, the defense are keeping clean sheets, but the attackers are not scoring. Oh, the midfield is holding on to the team tight. But this department, look, every department of the club wasn't doing well this season. And for me, I think these players, if they are to stay, have to work very well and hard to merit and stay in the club. Then, lastly, the supporters. Look, the club, we always say, belongs to you people. So if you are taking this, you know that the decision that you are taking will go a long way to head the club. Even if the coach is not doing well, is that the right way to go to the training complex and sack the manager? You did your bit. Now look at what you've gotten. And you people started uprising. If you want to rise up to show your dismay, your displeasure early on, don't wait till the season to end. The season ended, that's when you people can show that you have that is teeth in your mouth to bite. Look, they should have done this earlier on, not this time around that the season is about ending. But look, the supporters for me, I think disappointed them not going to the stadium to support them financially because you people are saying that you want quality players, but without money, how then do they retain the quality players and buy some? It's true, His Royal Highness Togbe Afede, the 14th have been doing everything, but look, as if you are crying from my Ebu, we alone cannot do everything. So go to the stadium, let the love be shown. If you go there and they don't do well, you can be able to show your displeasure. Make sure you do the right thing, not doing what you did. Going to the stadium to sack Matic, what has it done for the club? It has brought the club disappointment. 12th on the league log. Look, didn't know how to folk, and for me, I think the disappointing performance of the team this season boiled down some of these facts, not only to this one, but for me, these are some of the 5 factors that I think led to how the folk not being even the top 4 of the Ghana Premier League. Let us know your thought and the reason why you think how the folk finished lowly in the Ghana Premier League for the 2022-2023 season.